Hi, I'm Jeri Miller. I'm here with Peninsula Wellness. Actually, I'm not at Peninsula Wellness today. I'm at my studio, Jam Studios on Riverside Drive in Salisbury, where I operate my business, small business of personal training and yoga. So we're here today, which is Thursday, May the 19th, hitting that middle end of May, into another month of mental health and being aware of your mental health. So the key word that we're pulling out of our practice today is finding peace. Finding peace. So what is peace? Simple as this is what I'm going to say. Is finding some stillness or calmness in your mind and your body. So hopefully we are going to figure out a way to find some peace for yourself. Yoga has a way of helping you do that if you practice yoga. So let's get started right now. We're coming on kind of towards the end of the month, but we're here, and then we'll get through our 30-minute practice and throw you into some relaxation and finding some peace and stillness along the way, and calmness in your mind as well as your body. So I would like you to start in a seated position today. I'm on a really cool cushion. I actually just ordered a set at home from this company called Brentwood out of California. They make some really good yoga props, these cushions, and so I brought my extra one here, and it actually has some halls in it. So if you need maybe to be elevated today in a seated position, which I tend to do a lot, my hips and my back don't feel good all the time, this kind of puts me in a better position so that my hips are happy. So sitting in a cross-legged position, or maybe you want to sit with your legs extended, that is totally fine too. I want you to think about pulling your abdominals in, resting your shoulders, maybe turning your forearms and your hands up towards the sky or the ceiling above you. So we're going to close our eyes and just move our head side to side a little bit before we start our breathing, and then maybe turn your head from left to center to right to center. Be careful as you turn your head and neck. And then stop in center and bring your chin to your chest, and then back up a little bit. And let's open our eyes here. Putting your arms in a comfortable position. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. And just giving yourself a little easy guided breath here, maybe inhaling for one and exhaling for one. Maybe resting your eyes. I've closed my eyes. If you're not comfortable with your eyes closed, then feel free to keep your eyes open. And maybe as you're centering on this easy inhale and exhale, finding some peace and calmness in your body and in your mind as you just focus on your breathing. And today we're going to take this breath for a 2 count as we inhale and 2 as we exhale, keeping that equal ratio diaphragmatic breath. Let's go ahead and reach your arms out to the side, open the chest a little bit. And we're going to begin movement with our body. We're going to inhale the arms halfway up for a 2 count. Then exhale, return to that beginning position. So our start position is our end position, inhaling up for 2, exhaling down for 2. So keeping our mind busy with the count of the breath and then the movement of just our arms through the shoulder joint. And then maybe we can take our arms about 3/4 the way up to create a 3-pointed star, and then we'll exhale that down. Inhale for 2 up, and exhale for 2 down. Just sitting in that 3-point star position. And then maybe we can take it all the way up overhead. You should feel maybe some heat or warmth in your shoulders. Remember, if your shoulders or arms get too tired, to just rest. Bring your hands to your lap or to your heart center. So taking that principle of yoga and listening to your body, your body says, hey, that's a good idea, then it's a good idea. If your body says, I'm not quite sure, then guess what? You need to not do that. Check out of that and modify it, or just take a rest. And then we'll do just a few more here, really creating some body flow of blood through our upper body, and a nice big inhale and exhale. And then we'll get to the top. We'll turn our eyes and look at the space between our arms and hands. And then bring your hands together at the top, and hands coming right to your heart center. So remember, heart center is just a little bit left of your sternum, of the center of your chest. Just shift your hands a little bit to the left. Sit tall, and we'll breathe a little bit deeper here. As you exhale in this pose, think about releasing your shoulders down. Be conscious of what the shoulders are doing. If they're pulled up, we need to relax them down, but we can still open the chest a little bit here by drawing the shoulder blades together behind us. So letting some tension out of the shoulders and letting the hands come all the way down and then to the shins, and then bringing the chin to the chest and rounding the back slightly. And finding ourselves into a version of a seated cow pose. And then we can inhale, sit tall again, and extend through our back. And then we'll exhale into cat. I think I said that was cow. This is cat pose. Got it a little mixed up. And then inhale into cow pose when the spine is extended. So we'll exhale into spinal flexion. Inhale into spinal extension. So we'll exhale back into 2. Inhale forward into extension, lifting up. And then let's just do a few more. And then we'll move our arms back out to the side. See if you can really draw your shoulder blades together. And find your sit bones, and then take a big inhale. Reach through your arms, separate your fingers, reach up really high. Bring the hands together at the top and interlace the fingers, and then press the palms up toward the sky. Stretch and reach out of the shoulders. And just breathe here. And then we'll start bringing the palms of the hands and the fingers back together, and bring your hands to your heart center. So that was very nice and smooth, and we've got the upper body partially warmed up, and then we're going to move off of our mat and down to our back. Make sure when you're practicing yoga that you probably have some water handy. I keep a water bottle near my mat, and then we're going to ground the arms and hands and our back onto the mat. Bring your feet as close to your body as you can, about separated hip height. We're just going to press through the arms, and then take a big inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your arms back down. Inhale your body up for bridge, and then exhale down. So we've got 2 full breaths there. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, bring your arms back down. Inhale, lift the body up for bridge. Exhale down. Take a big reach with a big inhale. Arms over your head. Exhale, hands and arms press down. Inhale, body comes up for bridge, and then exhale, the body's going to return. See if we can do a few more here with the breath. And then we'll bring our body down right here. See if you can extend your left leg. Extend your right leg onto the mat. Reach through the toes for the opposite end of the room, and then inhale, reach your arms overhead. So stretching from the very center of your body to your fingertips and to the tips of your toes here. Tap into that breathing again, inhaling for 2 and exhaling for 2. And then we'll circle the arms around as we hug the knees to the chest. Place your hands gently onto your shins and draw your legs into your body. Relax your toes, maybe wiggle through your feet so that you know that you're not tensing up through your feet and ankles, and draw your knees into your body. Gently move your head side to side here. So creating some mobility in your neck. Be mindful of where you're going here, not going too far. Going just enough today. And then we'll stop and center. Go ahead and extend your legs up if you can. So you have some options here. We can keep our legs extended like we have them here, or we can bend our legs. So I'm going to move through this next exercise in both ways. Relax your feet and toes, maybe wiggle through a little bit, circle them around. And then cupping the hands around the ears, but opening the chest, so let the arms land and the shoulder blades land and be placed on the mat. We're going to exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. And then inhale. Everything comes back down. We open it all the way out. We exhale, lift. We're not pulling on our head. We're keeping everything open, not pulling on your head and neck ever. Be mindful of that. Just a lift and a lower with the breath. And then we have another option to do it this way. We can extend the legs up, or maybe we can switch back and forth. Let's bring our head and shoulders and arms down, and then let our legs bend, placing the hands behind the legs. So finding another version of knees to chest here. And then maybe giving yourself just an easy roll from the left side of your back to the right. So going from the shoulder to the hip. If you hear a moaning noise, it's my dog in here. She's in her room, and she's pretty loud when she moans. So if you're wondering what that is, that's what that is. All right, we're going to give ourselves a big roll forward. If you can't roll forward, you can roll to your side to get up, and then press yourself up into a seated position. See if you can extend your legs out onto the mat. Bring your toes to your shins, draw your shoulder blades together. Take a big inhale, raising your arms over your head, and just sitting tall right here in a nice big L, finding part of a staff position here. So if we ground our arms, we're going to place our hands next to our body. We can pull our toes to our shins and find a full staff position and just breathe here. And then we'll release that pose, let the heels come down, sweep your arms back over your head. You're going to bend our legs and center yourself on your mat to find our tabletop. So tabletop is hands and knees and then the tops of the feet here. And find your center here. Maybe kind of wiggle around a little bit. I always find myself to wiggle and get my spine a little bit more awake. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. And then we'll exhale into cat and inhale into cow pose. So even though we did that seated cat-cow pose, we can get a much larger range of motion in our spine here. And then we're going to find our tabletop here. And I changed my feet around a little bit because my feet have been cramping a little bit. We're going to exhale at the heels. Hips come back to the heels. We're going to drop down to our forearms, and we're going to stack our hands and place our forehead on the top of our hands for our first child pose this afternoon. Let's just breathe here, maybe counting to 2 as you inhale and repeating that with the 2 counted exhalation. So child pose is a very comforting pose, a very calm pose, time for you to regroup or rest, or maybe find that little bit of peace in between segments of your yoga practice. It's the go-to pose. So if you need to go into child pose, please give yourself permission to go there. We're going to take a big inhale. We're going to shift forward back into tabletop. Engage your abs, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the ground. Think about lifting your hips up high, and then pressing your heels down behind you into your first downward facing dog. I always love to get downward dog going with walking the dog. It's a really good way to get your whole body working here. Because when we do these 4-point poses on our hands and feet, we're using our entire body. It's a good way to just move through every part, engage everything here, from your hands to your feet and all the way through your body. And then we'll stop and separate our feet about hip width apart. We're going to bend our knees slightly and press our heels down. Think about your ears lining up with your biceps so that your head is in a good alignment with your spine. That's the neck there we need to take care of, and lift through the tailbone here, making your back long and strong. And then we'll take an inhale as we shift into a kneeling plank. Press the tops of the feet down. Like to keep the knees and the feet apart. We're going to exhale into crocodile. Inhale, bringing the thighs, the pelvis, the upper part of the ribs, the lower part of the chest into cobra pose. We're going to breathe here into cobra pose. We're going to exhale, let the forehead touch and capture a few breaths here, extending through the legs and pressing the tops of the feet down. Think about drawing the elbows toward the center of your back. Press up through a plank and then release back into child pose and just breathe here. Finding lots of calmness and comfort in this pose, once again, of child pose. And we're not going to stay here long. We're going to take a big inhale, come up to all fours, and then we're going to exhale, down dog. We're going to walk the dog a little bit more. And then we're going to walk our feet forward towards our hands. Soften the knees, meaning bend your knees. Soften your knees. Use your knees as like shock absorbers as well as your hips. Bend your legs, and we're going to power up into a mountain pose. Reach your arms over your head. Just stretch and open through the chest, the shoulders. Move up to the top of your mat. We're going to shift to the left foot and lift the right foot behind us. Just going to stay and breathe and balance here. Take your right foot and step back. We're landing in a warrior one here. We're going to exhale, step forward, and find a chair pose. Maybe just going about halfway down. And then inhale, come into stand, reach your arms overhead, shift the weight to your right foot, and then just barely lift your left foot behind you. And then take a big inhale, stepping back into warrior one on your right side. We'll exhale, step forward, and we'll drop into chair, maybe going a little bit deeper than the last chair. So I may be going about, I feel like I'm going about halfway down, so maybe you can go halfway down. And then we'll inhale up to mountain pose. We'll exhale, we're going to swan dive down. Bend your knees as you swan dive down. Ground your hands and take your right foot and step back into a big lunge. And then your left foot's going to step back into a big plank. Then bring the knees down. Lift the head and heart. Exhale into crocodile. Inhale into cobra. And then we'll exhale back into child pose. Separate the knees and let the body come into this space. And just be and breathe here. Take a big inhale, come up to all fours. Exhale, find a big, strong, downward facing dog, lifting the tailbone, opening the chest. Next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up for a three-legged dog. We're going to exhale that down. Then we're going to inhale the right leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale that down. We're going to go back to the first leg. Inhale the left leg up. Pull the left knee to the chest. Come up on the ball of the right foot and step forward with your left foot. Come into a big, high crescent lunge. Exhale your hands down and step back into down dog. Then we'll inhale, sweep the right leg up. Pull the right knee to the chest. Come up on the ball of the left foot, step forward with the right foot. Coming into a big high crescent lunge. Breathing here. Then exhale the hands down. Step back into down dog. We're going to inhale into a kneeling plank. Exhale into crocodile. Inhale into cobra. And exhale into child pose. That puts us into a sun salutation. And just breathing here. Finding calmness, even though you have a higher respiration rate and higher heart rate, just letting the body rest here. And just be in the movement of the breath. Take a big inhale. We'll come back to all fours. We'll exhale into down dog. Take a big inhale, sweeping the left leg up. Pull the left knee to the chest, and this time come up on the ball of the foot at the same time as you do that. Then inhale, step left, step right into fold. Separate your feet. Power up with your legs into mountain pose. We'll exhale into chair. We'll inhale, just hands tag the shins, and then we'll exhale back into fold. Step back with your right foot and your left foot into down dog. Finding your breath here. We'll inhale, sweep the right leg up. Come up on the ball of the left foot and pull the right knee to the chest. Then we'll step forward on this side, right and left into fold. Bend your legs, drop your bottom. Power up into mountain pose. Exhale into chair. Inhale, hands touch the shins for a brief monkey. Exhale, hands come back to the floor for fold, and then we're going to take the left foot and step back. The right foot steps back into down dog. See if we can just stay here in down dog and work through our breath here. This is a very strong, wonderful pose. And then we'll inhale, shift into full plank or kneeling plank, holding pose. So you have an option here. We can either be on our feet here or we can be on our knees. I'm choosing for myself to be on my feet today. And we are just tapping into that 2-counted breath work here. And then we'll bring the knees down and give ourselves that wonderful child pose again. Maybe being able to go a little deeper down and back into this pose. Release your hands and fingers, and maybe come up onto the outsides of your hands and let the fingers curl naturally. Let's take a big inhale, come up to all fours, and find a way to get to your back safely. So bending the legs, coming down to the back. We're going to hug the left knee to the chest. Extend the right leg out. Let the right leg hover. See if we can gently lift the head and shoulders off the ground, holding that right there. If that's too much on your head and neck, you can surely bring your head and shoulders down here. So giving a few options this afternoon. We turn the head and shoulders, pull the right knee to the chest, hug the right knee to chest, extend the left leg out so it hovers over, and then either leaving the head and shoulders there or lifting the head and shoulders up. And then from here, we'll exhale the left knee to the chest, bring both feet down. Let's line our feet out with our hips, legs are bent. Open your upper body to a T, so we want to press our arms and shoulders down. Let your knees roll to the left, head turns to the right, finding a gentle spinal twist. On your next inhale, sweep your legs and your head to center. Then exhale your knees to the right and your head to the left. And next inhale, we're going to bring everything to center. Round your arms next to your body. Take your left leg and extend it out. We're going to exhale, lift the left leg off the ground, then inhale, gently lower the heel, exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. And once again, we're tying that breath work to the movement of just this one limb of this left leg, moving from hip flexion to slightly hip extension. And bring the left foot down, extend the right leg up. Inhale, lower the right leg. Exhale, lift. And then we'll bend the right leg down to meet the left. So you can just pull both knees off the ground. Then inhale, both feet back to the mat. Exhale, knees to the chest off the ground and feet off the ground. Inhale, both feet down. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, bring it back down. And then we're going to bring our feet all the way back down. We're going to release our arms, all the tension that we just, by pressing down, bring the hands to the ribs, extend the left leg out, let the left hip open, kind of shake it out. Let the right leg extend, shake it out. And then just open your body off of your mat slightly. So my feet are off my mat because I've been moving around a little bit, which is fine. As long as your head and neck are on the mat and part of your back, we're good. Let the fingers curl naturally and just take the time just to breathe here. Just to breathe, just to be still, just to find some peace and calmness in your body as well as your mind and thoughts. And just take the time to continue to count to 2 as you inhale and count to 2 as you exhale. And then we're going to let go of that breath today. We're going to roll to one side of your body. Make sure you're supporting your head and neck here. Just breathing just a bit longer. Becoming aware of everything around you. Maybe even gathering your thoughts on what you're doing next today. And then pressing yourself up to a seated position. We're going to go back into that cross-legged position. And we're going to see if we can sit tall and feel the comfort in that seat after having a nice, easy, but active yoga practice. Hopefully you were able to find some peace in yourself in this practice. Remember to check out Peninsula Wellness for all your wellness needs. I'm also here too for personal training and yoga. And I look forward to the next time. We're going to bring our hands to our heart center right here. I'm going to look at my fingertips, press my hands firmly to my heart, and I'm going to say namaste and peace to everybody. And we will see you next month. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you soon.